Universal McCann is one of the most future-thinking advertising agencies in the world, so much so that they have an executive vice president who's in charge of accelerating, integrating, and intensifying digital best practices throughout their organization worldwide. Please welcome David Cohen, EVP, U.S. Director of Digital Communications, Universal McCann. Hey, David.
Thank you. Hello.
That's a nice title.
It's a big one, right?
Intensify my digital something or other. Go. What are you intensifying?
So, actually, it's changed a lot over the past couple of years. It used to be just internet-based, and now we're working on gaming, mobile, interactive television, advanced TV, DirecTV, Dish, TiVo, anything you can imagine that has a two-direction, bidirectional capability is what we focus on.
Well, that's pretty much everything.
It's getting to be everything.
It's pretty much everything. There's connected and not connected, and pretty much everything at this point is connected.
Close to it, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. The advertising business is changing so dramatically every day, and there's so many different deliverables. How are you guys coping?
It's a challenge, honestly, but I mean, the thing that's exciting to us is that the ability to target specific audiences is getting easier and easier. So no longer is it run a commercial on a primetime television show necessarily and assume that that will do the work for you. It's getting down to the household level, to the personal level, connecting the dots across multiple channels, so on the internet, on TV, on your gaming device, on your mobile device, and having a 360-degree purview, if you will.
Now, we use terms in the advertising business like targeting, and that makes you kind of go, ooh, I'm a target. And then it gets a little creepy when you open up your iPad, your handheld device, you go to your video game and it says, hey, Shell, do you want to go to Bermuda? It's only $9.99 or whatever. So you don't really mean targeting. You're more able to get to people where they are in an appropriate platform,
Absolutely.
Right? So this isn't really targeting on the individual level, although it could be. It generally isn't. Is that correct?
We don't know your name necessarily. We don't know where you live necessarily, although we could. But we do know your habits, your likes, your dislikes. You have the ability to always opt out. There's a lot of conversation around, if I don't want personalized messages, give me one click to not see personalized messages. But there are some people who like advertising if it's relevant to them. So if they have a dog at home, they want to see dog food ads. If they don't, they don't. So give people the ability to opt out if they'd like is really the best practice.
Right, and I think that's pretty much what's happening. So let's take it to the other side for a second. It's so exciting to be able to just have one message and get it across everywhere, but it can also be really annoying, right? I'm being followed around and I'm seeing all of these messages. How do you know when enough is enough? I don't want to opt out because I'm like, hey, I kind of do like being told things that are relevant, but you're torturing me. How do you dial that up and dial that down as a human being now in the 21st century?
Probably the single greatest advancement that we've seen in the past couple of years is in social media. So brands are giving consumers the opportunity to speak back to them. If they don't want to be talked to in a certain way, they raise their hand, they send them a message, they have a dialogue or a conversation. So consumers are quite vocal. If you're creeping them out or if you're becoming too invasive, they'll let you know.
So talk to me about some success stories at Universal McCann. You guys have all kinds of great clients. So talk to me some.
We have a lot.
Stuff.
So I mean, we're very fortunate in that we work with some of the world's leading brands. So Microsoft and Sony and Johnson & Johnson, Chrysler, BMW, L'Oreal. We've got lots. The Windows 7 launch is viewed as a very big success for us. For Sony Pictures, we launched.
Wait a minute. I'm Windows 7, and this was my idea. I'm sorry.
That's very good. We're going to hire you for the next campaign. Yeah. So on Sony Pictures, we have lots and lots of success stories. So we launch a film fairly regularly, and the success is determined that first weekend in the theaters. So
by the social media feedback.
Indeed,
you know immediately.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, it's kind of a mind-bending, ridiculously complicated world that you guys are making very simple. David, thank you so much for being here. This has been a real pleasure for me. You're watching Digital Life. We'll be right back.